Hi, Nicole. Wonderful
Hi,
to meet you.
great to meet you.
Yeah, and congrats on all of your success, including Superstore and now your new animation, Suzume. Um, yeah, I love your name, by the way. I'm a Nicole with an H as well.
You
Beautiful name.
are?
Yeah, I go by Nikki though.
So rare. Okay.
Yeah. So please tell us how you became a part of Suzume and working with director Makoto Shinkai.
I was really lucky. I got offered the role and it was, I mean, I just feel so incredibly lucky because he's a master at what he does and I loved his work, even before this film. So I knew exactly like the level of filmmaking that I was coming into, and to be asked to do something like this is you just like dream about that as an actor. You audition for so many things that you don't get, or you audition for things that you're not even that crazy about sometimes. So when you get asked to do something that is like really as exciting as this, it's just it's what you live for. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. And tell us about your voice role as Suzume and what viewers can expect from this very touching coming of age story of hers.
What viewers can expect? You can expect to laugh, you can expect to shed some tears for sure. It's just a really cool story. There's so many themes weaved into it. It's really hard to like, boil down the plot, I think, but it's about a young woman who has experienced loss in her life, and love being the inspiration for her to open herself up again and to take risks and to like go on this amazing action adventure journey. And yeah, there's a lot in there. So something for everyone.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Very
Yeah.
some very touching moments. I was even surprised. I'm like, oh my goodness, very moving, especially towards the end.
Mhm.
And this is based on some natural disasters that have happened across Japan, specifically the 2011 Great Tohoku earthquake. So give our fans an idea of how this plays out into this animation.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously that earthquake was a huge event in Japan. A lot of people passed away, and I think it's about kind of honoring the past and like not forgetting that this tragedy happened, and also for people who like maybe didn't experience a direct loss, and seeing that, you know, kind of seeing the story brought out through Suzume, it makes it personal. I think it makes it feel more real to an audience. And so I think it's a beautiful kind of like tribute to the people that were lost and affected by that disaster.
Yeah, and there's such a strong contrast with these beautiful landscapes and imagery, and then this devastation, and it really makes you think about life and how fragile things are. So also Suzume runs into Sota Munakata. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I pronounce that right. Which is life changing. What can you tell us about that relationship?
Oh, okay. Well, Sota, yeah, it's interesting. He turns into a chair, and like she doesn't even know him for that long as a human being before that happens, but they just have this, kind of love at first sight sort of connection. And I think it's one of those things where a lot of people are like, I don't believe in love at first sight. And I think that that's probably wise to not just, jump into like marrying someone right away or whatever. But I do think that in life, we are drawn to certain people. We will feel these kinds of impulses, whether it be a friend or a mentor or a romantic relationship. And I think it's really important to follow those impulses, because that's probably, in my opinion, your soul or something telling you that this person is, they might have some crucial role, whether or not that's breaking your heart or experiencing something really amazing together, like whatever it is. I do believe that we meet people and we're drawn to people for a reason. And I think that so Suzume feels that with Sota, like when upon first sight, she like knows that he's going to play a really important role in her journey.
Yeah, definitely. And Suzume also is in search of these doors, and she runs into Daijin, who's completely adorable. Can you,
Yeah.
without giving too much away, what can you tease about both of those elements?
Oh, how, okay, without giving too much away. Um,
Sorry, I'm asking all
I
this.
know, because they gave me all these guidelines to follow about not giving away spoilers, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here. Well, Daijin is just this adorable little talking cat, and I think it's maybe a similar thing. Like, she's so drawn to him. He's so cute and adorable, but he turns out to be much more than just a cute little cat. Um, but yeah, he kind of leads her, I think, on this journey to opening the doors, and it's really hard to figure out at first what Daijin is all about. And even when you finish watching the film, you might not be completely sure, you know, who, like, what his character was driven by, or what was going through his mind all the time. But I think it kind of speaks to being a metaphor for life and for people, that we're not all good, we're not all bad, we all are subject to our own desires. And um yeah, I don't know how else to put it.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I don't want you to give too much away, but just a little tidbit.
Uh-huh.
And then Suzume's relationship with her mom. I mean, this is kind of woven throughout, without giving too much. What is the importance of that?
Right. Well, she has a mother, but she's been raised by her aunt primarily. And there's, you know, it gets spoken about, this relationship with her aunt. And there's one scene in particular where her and her aunt kind of like really hash it out. And the aunt ends up telling her, you know, how she really felt having to take care of this child that wasn't really hers. And I think it speaks to this greater theme about you know, sacrificing out of love, and how life isn't always, you know, it's not always roses and butterflies. And I think it's honestly a very Japanese value to want to sacrifice out of love and responsibility. And you know, like, yes, finding pleasure in life is important, but it's not the whole pie, you know. And sometimes we have to forego pleasure because we feel a greater responsibility, or because we love someone, and we have to follow and honor that. So yeah.
Yeah, wonderfully said. And self-love is woven throughout this. How do you feel self-love, relates to Suzume's journey?
Self-love. Ooh, I don't, that's actually funny. One aspect of this that I haven't really thought about that much. Self-love. Well, gosh, I think, you know, actually Shinkai spoke about this at the premiere, and again, can't give too much away, but the final scene is, I think, what you're talking about. It really touches on that self-love aspect, and how we're always talking to ourselves. This is what Shinkai said about why he wrote that scene, that we're always talking to ourselves, some future version of ourselves, or in the present moment, or in the past, we'll talk to ourself as, you know, our child self. And it's that relationship to self is like really important. And the words that we say to ourselves are really important, and that can make the difference between healing or continuing to, you know, beat yourself up and feel defeated in life. So yeah, I think, I mean, it's kind of a basic concept, I guess, self-talk, but I think that it's important, and it's cool that he touches upon it in like such a poetic way.
Yes, yes, very much so. Well,
Yeah.
Nichole, thank you. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Looking forward to chatting again, and wishing you the best with all of your future projects.
Thank you, Nikki. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Have a good day.